Ladies and gents, welcome to the latest edition of 5v4 Introduces. This week, we have got two guests. I'm delighted to welcome Ryan and Mike from the Informal Gamers. Gents, how are you doing?
Thank you so much for having us on, man.
Yeah, thank you so very much. This is so exciting.
People actually want to do stuff with us. We're not outcasts as everyone's.
Anything but. No, it's an absolute pleasure to have you guys on. It really is. I guess we suppose we'll get straight into it. So, how long have you guys known each other?
About 6 years.
Well, I think it's like
2014.
2014.
September 2014.
So what's that? 7 years. Yeah, just about 7 years. We met in the first year of uni.
In our first class.
In our first class.
And was that kind of did you naturally gravitate to each other, or was it kind of like?
It was one of those things where you're in a class of people you'd never met, and the teacher's like, okay, guys, so we're going to do group activities now. So I'm going to pair you up. And I was looking around the class and I saw this guy and I was like, I don't want to be with anyone but him, please. Because he intimidated me so much. And we got put together and, fireworks.
Yeah, I heard a few people like, I guess, I don't know, maybe it was just a front I was putting on, but they were like, he seems very cocky and very. I had my hair slicked back at that point, and people thought I was Italian. I was like,
he looks like a gangster.
How disappointed were people when they found out they were a fucking northerner? So we got put into. We had to do this. We got put in twos, and we had to do this syncing up singing thing, and nobody could do it, and we didn't really practice, and we just went, should we just go for it? And Ryan was like, yeah, sure. And we did it spot on.
We
like
absolutely
perfect. And I was like,
it.
hang on a minute. There might be something here. And we've never looked back.
No.
So where did it go from there? Was it just kind of, did it develop from just being on the course and then kind of socially, or was it still kind of like, it might just be beginner's luck?
I'm still thinking that now,
Our whole friendship has been beginner's luck.
So we ended up being friends, and then we lived together.
Yeah.
In like second and third year,
Mm-hmm.
And in first year, I went round to yours to play video games, didn't I? Just a lot.
Yeah, because we went to university in Falmouth, and there were two sets of student accommodation. Which were like a 15-20 minute walk away from each other.
Yeah.
But we were in, like, his flat was on the opposite side of the path to my flat. So I could look out my kitchen window and see his kitchen window. So we got very lucky in the fact that we met on the first day in class, and we lived pretty much as close to each other as we physically could have. So we ended up spending a lot of time together. And one of the things about, because we were at uni doing acting, you don't have a lot of free time doing an acting course. There were people that would be on campus and they'd be like, oh, I'm only doing 5 hours in class this week. And we'd be like, oh, well, we just did a 9-hour day, and we've got another 9 hours tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. And then we're doing extra stuff on Saturday.
Yeah.
So it's like, when you're on the acting course, a lot of your close friends are also on the acting course. So it was a very natural conglomeration. I can't think of the word.
Sure. Good word. Naturally, I think you've kind of struck lucky, and then especially with the time constraints of that course, because I did sport at uni. And I had loads of free time. It was amazing. So how did it get from that first day to then let's do this kind of informal gamers thing?
Oh, God.
It was, I'd say it was luck again.
Really?
Yeah. So, because obviously when we graduated, we went from living in Cornwall. Mike moved back up to Warrington. I moved back up to Northampton. And then you moved here to Manchester with your girlfriend.
Yeah, because there's so much. If you can't afford to live in London for acting, the next best place is Manchester. So I was just like, let's move to Manchester. it's not too far from home. It's the next best thing. And then
I did the stupid move of moving to Coventry, and I was there for 9 months, and everything just went as bad as it could have gone. And I remember I messaged you one day, and you were like, "Why don't you just come move to Manchester with us?" And I was like, "Okay." So I moved to Manchester,
and because I used to live in a block of flats, and Ryan was like, "Okay, I'll look for some houses. What about this flat?" And I was like, "That's literally in the same block of flats as my flat. This is creepy. This is weird." So we ended up living there.
There's no escape from each other.
No.
Yeah. So we spent like a year and a half back to a point where we were living in basically the same block of flats, and because I've got all sort of camera equipment and stuff, and I've been working as sort of a cinematographer and video editor in my free time. So we do a lot of films and stuff together. And we just went, well, we've got all the kit. We like video games. Why don't we start a YouTube channel? And so a couple of years ago, we started the Informal Gamers as a YouTube channel. And did that for about 6 months. But at the time, we were both working as waiters, which, you do 50 hours as a waiter, and then we'd come back, we'd shoot 4 YouTube videos, and then I'd spend all of my time either shooting or editing when I wasn't working. And we just sort of burnt out very quickly. And then it just didn't happen again for 2 years. And then partway through lockdown, we were just like, should we just do it again?
It was weird because I was thinking, we quit YouTube and we were just like, yeah, we'll maybe come back to this. Mm-hmm. And then I was looking at streaming, and I was like, literally, I was thinking, I was going to message Ryan. I was like, maybe we should start, like, let's stream. Let's go on Twitch instead of like YouTube. We could do it. And then literally the same day, he messages me and says, I'm thinking about doing streaming, doing Twitch. And I was just like, then we have to do it. It has to be. I don't believe in all that, but it's got to be something aligned in the stars that says you need to start streaming now. So I was like, yeah, let's just do it.
And obviously this wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this wasn't like this wasn't early in lockdown. This was like January this year. The same fucking day, we both just thought, let's just do Twitch.
That is really strange, especially with the flat story as well, and the same block of flats. Then the Twitch thing, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike.
You're gonna find me on the front page of a newspaper, dead in a bathtub, and you're gonna be there over me. And I'm just waiting for one of these days.
Oh no, it's like because we obviously both have access to the Informal Gamers Twitch channel. Mm-hmm. We were both watching someone's stream last night, but both talking as Informal Gamers. And in the end, we went down this joke of the fact that we're just a hive mind in 2 separate bodies.
Just one central consciousness.
I love it. So was the hiatus from YouTube just purely down to time constraints and work and things like that?
Yeah, it just became, because you're like, oh yeah, we do this, and then we do some waiting on the side, and then you need money to live, so you do more and more waiting, and then you just become no acting work comes your way, and you're just waiting by the phone, and then it just gets, once you've done 60 hours, sometimes I was doing 60 hours a week, and it's just like, then more like the stuff that you enjoy felt like work, because it was like, I don't want to spend my time having to do stuff after work. So that we were just like, it kind of, without saying, it kind of just stopped, didn't it?
Yeah.
It just never went. It was just a burnout thing, I guess.
Yeah, and we've said as well, like, Twitch is so much more rewarding than YouTube, because especially starting off a YouTube channel, we were putting out like 4 videos a week, each about 15-20 minutes. Obviously, each recording session being like an hour and a half, but then you've got setup and pack away times, then editing.
Yeah.
It was like we were putting in 25, 30 hours a week to get 15 views and have one person comment saying nice. It's like the payoff from that wasn't matching the sort of the stresses we were putting ourselves through doing that and working full-time as a waiter. But obviously in comparison now with Twitch, you've got the chat and you've got that instant gratification of the interactivity and obviously we're doing YouTube as well, but it's made it easier doing YouTube while doing Twitch as well, because we've got Twitch is giving us the reason to get the camera on and do it, and the YouTube is then just sort of a bonus. So I think this time around we've definitely gone about it better.
Yeah. How have you found it so far on Twitch?
Incredible.
Yeah, it's been weird. It's because we initially started and I was like, I don't want to. I feel anxious and I don't want no one to be watching. It just seems pointless. But then Ryan said, we're killing two birds with one stone. Let's just treat it as in we're recording videos for YouTube. And if nobody's watching, it's absolutely fine. We won't need to get bummed down about it because we're speaking to each other. It's just we're recording. And then if people do watch and chat, that's just a bonus. And very, very luckily, we've never had to deal with nobody watching. We've been extremely lucky. We've not got, like, some people we see are growing in followers much, much more faster than us, but I don't want to blow smoke up our own asses because I don't want to do that, but we've never had below 5 views ever. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's
yeah, it was so
very, very lucky.
It genuinely felt unreal going from having conversations about, okay, we just need to think of it as we're recording a YouTube video, but it's live, and sort of talking ourselves into being ready for 0 views.
Yeah.
To then, it almost felt like we'd cheated or we'd somehow like skipped this whole section of streaming. Because like you hear so many stories about people that stream for X amount of time with X amount average views. And it's just like, holy shit, how lucky have we been to have just sort of landed straight into the position that we're in.
Yeah.
Which, going back to the sort of the gratification and the payoff thing, makes it so much cooler, because it's like, we're not just getting, oh wow, you do great. It's like, holy shit, we feel like we've hit the jackpot sort of thing.
Yeah. I suppose if you're going with the kind of the mindset of we're recording a YouTube video but it's live, everything else is a bonus. Like, there's so many people get hung up on kind of, oh, not many people are watching, I'm just going to turn it off, there's no point. And I mean, you guys are really lucky. Everybody I know, aside from you guys, have streamed to kind of maybe 1 or 2 people, and it's probably been their phone playing the stream in the background and something else. So you guys probably got the right way of going about it. Like, it's not about kind of the numbers. You're doing it because it's easier than kind of just doing YouTube on its own. You enjoy it, and anything else is a bonus. So I did watch one of your really early YouTube videos when you were reviewing Croc.
Oh no!
Oh no! That was like one of the first ones.
It was literally like the second bottom one, as far back as I could go. And one of you guys said it was your mum's favorite game, and I was like, yeah, I played this game. Like, I feel really old now.
Oh no!
Instantly, I was like, how old am I?
That wasn't me saying like, oh, it's such an old game, because I loved playing it as a kid as well. But it was one of those things where, like, we got it for me. My mum ended up playing it and falling in love with the game, and then it was similar with like Final Fantasy VII. Was my favorite game as a kid, but
Hmm.
it was also my dad's favorite game, and it was one of those like I don't feel old.
So that was your Final Fantasy VII was your favorite game as a kid. What about you, Mike? What was your go-to game growing up?
It's got to be Spyro, isn't it?
I was gonna say it's either Spyro, Crash, Banjo Kazooie.
These are all classics, aren't they? Classic PS1.
Any PS1 era platformer, basically.
Yeah, it was a platform. I think Spyro is probably because I think it was I think there's a video of me playing Spyro when I was like 3. And I'm like, it's weird to me. So it's probably my favorite because it was the first game I played.
Yeah,
it's got to be Spyro. I can't be dealing with that turn-based bullshit, Ryan. It's got to be some platform.
Similar to you with Spyro, Final Fantasy VII is the first game I remember playing, and so it's always going to have a place in my heart.
There we are. What about you? What's the pinnacle of growing up?
Oh, I mean, growing up, it was very much like, I grew up when we had Sega Mega Drives and stuff like that. So like Sonic, the pad with 3 buttons and all that kind of stuff. I'm showing my age here. And
Pong.
Not quite that old. We had a Game Gear as well, which had a TV tuner, and it was literally like a cartridge that you put in the back, and it had about a 3-foot long aerial coming out the back of this Game Gear, which was like this big. But I think the game that changed it all for me was The Last of Us Part 1. That was the game where I was kind of like, the first real game. The story in this is amazing.
Yeah,
like that was the game changer. Have you guys got a game that did that for you? Like the one that really stands out? You think, oh my god, that was amazing.
Oh god. I mean, The Last of Us is pretty cool. I do like Uncharted 4 as well. Anything Naughty Dog does is just fucking brilliant. And I really like Last of Us 2. Some people are like, meh. I'm just like, yeah, I'm here for Last of Us 2. I thought it was absolutely. Mwah.
I think Skyrim.
Mm.
Skyrim was like a 2-pronged enjoyment for me, because it really sort of opened my eyes to big, immersive open worlds and huge amounts of lore and sort of incredible world building. But it also it was one of the first games that I learned to mod. So it really sort of brought out the more techie side of me, and playing around with the game files and putting in new things and tweaking old things. And I mean, I've got I think I've spent about 1,700-1,800 hours on Skyrim.
That's a long time, yeah. So where did you both grow up then? I know you both have kind of mentioned a few different places, but where was childhood? I'm guessing obviously in different places.
Oh, wait, real quick. I just want to add Half-Life Alyx to the game changers. Having finger-tracked virtual reality playing Half-Life Alyx, I genuinely forgot what the real world was.
That was disappointing when you went, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Back to normal life. This isn't good.
Sorry. So where did we grow up? Was that?
Yeah.
I'll let you go first.
I'm from Warrington, which is just in between Manchester and Liverpool.
Yeah.
Luckily, I don't have a Warrington accent, because you don't want to hear that. That's fucking terrible. But yeah, it's not much to do there. That's why I was like, it's weird because I went to uni. It's like, what's the most southern uni that I can go?
You went to Cornwall.
Yeah, it was like, I'm not like, yeah, it's all right, Warrington, but it's just a bit. Yeah, it's there, isn't it? It's there. I don't have an exciting childhood.
I wouldn't know. The only time I've been to Warrington,
it has Gulliver's World, doesn't it?
I used to work at the hotel at Gulliver's World. God, you'd think it was absolutely brilliant as a kid. Gulliver's World, and then you go as an adult, and I'm like,
I've never been.
This is like, I felt like I wanted to contact my mum and dad and like, why did you send me here? Why did you let me go here? This was supposed to be fun. Oh god.
The only one I went
Gulliver's
to
World.
was Chessington World of Adventure as a child.
Nah, Gulliver's World kick.
That's a
Yeah.
whole new
Where did
world
you
in
go?
Gulliver's.
Oh boy. Well, you had a theme park.
Yeah.
We had Wicksteed Park in Kettering.
Kettering. Oh no, I've been there.
If anyone watching this has ever seen anything that James Acaster has said, you will know where Kettering is.
Oh god, Kettering.
Well, I was born in Kettering and grew up in a tiny little village between two tiny little towns, probably about a half-hour drive from Northampton. It's just there's a reason why I don't go home. There's nothing to do. It's like living in the middle of nowhere, but that middle of nowhere is in the middle of a bigger nowhere.
It's Kettering like it's because the reason I got out of Warrington as well. It's not. I mean I like it. It's not like I need to leave, but maybe like Kettering in a place in the northwest. Wanting to do something like acting or even video games, something like creative, that is just not. It's not really heard of in the northwest or like in a town like Warrington. It's just like I don't know. Maybe it's like a people are like, you need to do labouring work and fucking. I'm like, nah. So it's you've got to leave those places because and surround yourself with more people who like creative things or
yeah. It's
Makes
like
sense.
there was only so many times I could go to the local working men's club and see all the middle-aged single men stood at the bar playing bingo. I'm like, I want to be an actor. Why am I here?
Sounds great. What is that again?
I think it's one of those things where like growing up in a small village where everyone knows everyone and it's a very tight-knit community. It's like that's great for some people, but I've always sort of seen myself as someone that I've never felt tied down to any one place. I've always been open to go, okay, if I need to move to LA, I'll move to LA. If I've moved lived in 4 different areas of the UK in the last 4 years. I'm like, I'll just go wherever I need to be.
Yeah.
Whereas like there are some people that like being in one place and knowing everyone and being in that loop. But it's just not for me.
No, that's fair enough. So obviously you do a lot as a pair. What are the best bits about kind of working as a duo, if you like?
There's someone that is funny that I can sit next to, and by osmosis, that makes me funny.
You've been using me this whole time, Ryan. It's so you use me for comedy content. I use you for any tech issues and everything.
Yeah, we've always said that Mike is the comedy and the on-screen talent, and I'm the technology and the off-screen talent. Like the stream wouldn't work if I wasn't here because Mike doesn't know how to turn the camera on, and the stream wouldn't work if Mike was here because no one would want to watch me.
I love it.
It's got its advantages because, like we said before, there's never if with silence we've always got each other.
Yeah.
But then again, on the flip side of that, I have to share all my earnings with him. So is it worth it? No, it's I guess it's something different, isn't it? Like it's if people like let's say are playing a specific game and then they want to go raid someone and say let's pick someone who's playing the same game. It's might be a little bit more interesting to go, oh, there's a pair here that's called the Informal Gamers. I wonder what they're about.
Yeah,
maybe
Definitely.
It makes us different. It's a different sort of atmosphere. Like when you watch one person on screen, you know, it's them talking to the chat, and it's very intimate experience with that one person. But with the two of us, it's like we will individually talk to chat, or we'll both have a big conversation all together, and the dynamic is very it varies throughout the stream depending on what's happening. So it's sort of, even without us actually saying or doing anything interesting, it varies the stream a lot, and sort of helps make things more interesting, because it's not just one note, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And from watching you guys as well, it feels very much like if someone was a fly on the wall in your living room when you're having a few drinks and playing some games. It feels exactly like I imagine that would be.
Yeah, that's why I think, because I think I went into someone else. I think it was in your stream actually. Dr. Nees came. I think I went into his stream and he was like, "Oh, Informal Gamers," and then I think he said something like, "If you like to watch a couple of guys who seem to make themselves laugh all the time," and it's just like, that's why you look people like podcasts and stuff like that. Like if it's two people having a conversation and laughing, then you feel like you're part of it. So it's just it's if we're just we're treating it like it's kind of just like a podcast really that we do, but we're both next to each other and we're playing games, so everyone's in on it, and it's your joint. Yeah, as you said, it's like you're in the conversation. I guess it's just a little. I don't know.
Yeah, and you know, it's nice to. It's sort of. I like the fact that we can turn the stream off and you're still there. It's like, because I'd imagine as a solo streamer, you turn the stream off and then it's just you on your own. Whereas we finish streaming and we're sat next to each other still, and we will then continue. We'll talk about the stream and we'll have a laugh about some of the bits that made us laugh in the stream. And it's sort of for me personally, it makes it less of a jump from being in a chat with loads of people to then being on your own. It's a nice transition to be able to sit here for another 30 minutes and just have a laugh before you then go home, and then, you know, that's when it's done, sort of thing.
There's no burnout. I don't know if you find this, Five, but it's like same with like when you do acting and you've just done a big show, and then afterwards it's called like after show depression, after
post show blues,
and it's just you feel like luckily I don't know if it's for a solo streamer, is it, if it's like a really hyped chat and like really sick stream, and then afterwards is there that blues afterwards, or is it just that was sick? Because I'm not sure, because we've obviously only done it on a duo.
You probably get a bit of both. So initially when you first come off, you're buzzing, but then once you kind of move away from the screen, you sit down and stuff, you're absolutely wiped out.
Yeah,
because you spend kind of however long you're streaming for, 2-3 hours or however long you go for, trying to be the most upbeat, best version of you, and then as soon as you come off, you're like, it's you just need a few minutes to kind of just get your head around it and think, right, I just want a cup of tea. Like I'll go for like 3 hours. That's probably normally my max, and then I'm ready for like, right, just need a cup of tea. And I'll go and jump into somebody else's stream where I can relax and just kind of chill out and have a bit of a chat with them.
Yeah, it's weird that you wouldn't think that, because you've got to think about what you're saying, what you're doing. Like even if it's subconsciously, it's there, and it does take it takes a lot more energy than just sitting down and playing. If you're playing a video game normally.
Yeah, it feels like it's just one big improv show.
So do you guys, obviously you've mentioned some of the good bits about working as a pair. Are there any annoying habits?
God.
Have you ever fell out in the past?
We don't really. We have disagreements, but we've never fallen out, have we?
No, yeah. There's
been a point where I think Ryan, one of the first times, it was when he was getting like burnt out because he was literally doing all the work and I was doing nothing.
Yeah,
and he was just like, he was like, Mike, you need to, like, I can't do this. You need to fucking something. So
I was like, can you at least just do the thumbnails? And he was like, okay, well, can you teach me how to use Paint? I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
So, but recently, once we've got back to streaming, we've said that I was like, I'll do editing for certain things, and I'll do shorts so we can put on TikTok and send them to you to do YouTube shorts and stuff. And I think it's me. I'm the only one that annoys you when I'm just like, "What's this? It's all let Ryan make it work."
I was about to point out your comment about cable management. He comes over one day and he's like, "Ryan, sort these fucking cables out." And I'm like, I tell you what, Mike, when you work out a way to have 2 wired microphones, a mouse, a keyboard, and 2 wired controllers without wires, tell me and I'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So apart from that, everything's good.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan's pretty mellow and chill, so he doesn't really. I don't really. Yeah, he doesn't really do anything to piss me off. Sadly, I like to be pissed off at things, but it's me. I'm the annoying one. I'm the one that's like, why isn't this working? Do this, Ryan.
But I suppose at least if you're aware of it, then you know when to kind of, I just need to be quiet. Like you'll probably get the look. You mentioned the cables, and you just get the look. And, I'll stop.
Yeah, he does. This
My bad.
And then I'm like, oh shit.
I'll just be like. So, change of subject, segue.
One thing.
So,
sorry, just before that, just one thing that pisses me off. Actually, I've just realized. It doesn't piss me off, but you'll ask him a question, and his voice says yes, but everything else about him goes no. So I'll be like, "Oh, Ryan, did you sort that thing out?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, I'm not confident anymore." What? His voice and his face don't tell me the same thing. And I'm like, what does this mean?
Yeah, but because this is the same trope that people have with me when we're shooting like short films and stuff. They'll be like, I've asked you a question and you don't seem very sure about the answer. I'm like, no. What it is that all of my brain power is going on solving the 1,000,001 problems I'm thinking of right now. And that leaves very little of my brain's bandwidth to say yes confidently.
I can't do it.
It's brilliant. So you're both actors. If you could pick an actor to play you in a movie of your life, who would it be?
Wow, I mean, it's now. Who would we want to pick? Who would be like the dream, or who would be the most realistic?
Yeah,
who'd be the dream? Like,
because I couldn't pick Morgan Freeman to play me. I'd love Daniel Day-Lewis to play me because he's just brilliant, and seeing him play me would be great. But most realistically, do you know who Ralph Little is?
Yes, I know Ralph Little. 2 pints of lager and all that. Yeah,
that's the one. Ralph Little would probably. Obviously, he's older than me, so it's not going to really work. But if he were to play me, and he got young down to maybe Ralph Little, or
a similar neck of the woods as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's from. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's like north. Yeah, I believe so. I can't remember where he's from, but yeah, maybe that. Or do you remember American Pie? Do you remember the person who plays Oz? He kind of looked. Chris Klein, his name is. He's fucking more jacked than me. So, if I had a bit longer hair like I used to, maybe him. What about you, Ryan?
I mean, if I could pick anyone, it'd be Chris Hemsworth or I don't know, maybe The Rock.
That would be brilliant.
Nice.
I think Little next to The Rock. Nice. What the weirdest duo ever.
I think more realistically, maybe like Riz Ahmed.
Who's that?
Did you see Venom?
No.
Oh. Do you know what Riz Ahmed's been in?
Has he been in Four Lions?
Oh, I don't know.
Brilliant.
I know. Have you seen Rogue One?
Yes.
He's the pilot. He's the pilot in Rogue One. him. I think he could play me.
Yeah, I agree.
I know if
Nice.
Meg White was answering this question, it'd be the guy who plays Raj from the Big Bang Theory.
The Big Bang Theory.
That's who plays Raj. And yours is
I'm
Ben
still
Affleck, surely?
picturing The Rock kind of. There's been a few people who say that, you know. I'm still picturing The Rock wandering around the mean streets of Kettering, filming on location. That'd be brilliant.
Oh God.
Oh, that'd be good.
So,
that'd be good.
Staying with acting then, if you could pick one role that's kind of already been done, but you replace the actor that played it, it still have the same success, what role would you have chosen?
Again, it would probably be something that Daniel Day-Lewis has done, like There Will Be Blood or Gangs of New York.
Gangs of New York was a good one, yeah.
It's just because it's so not him, which is what I love about it. So I'd love to get to the point where you're doing like method character acting. That'd be brilliant. Yeah, I'd love to do that role.
And my answer is completely fucking different.
I like to be a superhero.
Yeah, I was gonna say just anyone but Spider-Man from the MCU. Just because I know I'm not flexible enough to be Spider-Man, but you know, any of the others. Loki. Oh, I'd love to be Loki. I'd love that.
I mean, I'm by no means an actor, but I would love to have played Forrest Gump.
Yes,
that's a good one.
That's such a good movie.
Or any character from, well, something like Flula Borg's character in Pitch Perfect 2. Just any character from any musical movie, really. Ewan McGregor's character in Moulin Rouge.
How long have you got? Because he's going
to. Are we going to go through all the musicals now? Oh, some top choices, though, gents. Oh, that is a good one. That is a good one. So, if you get cast in kind of the leading role, who would be your ideal leading lady or co-star if you got to choose?
Ooh.
That's such a tough question.
Yeah. I'd like, actually, it's quite a boring answer, actually, but there's actors like is his name Jeff Daniels? You know Jeff Daniels? He was in Dumber and Dumber.
Yeah.
But he's actually normally a serious actor. Like there's certain actors who are not really rated or very, very popular, but they're actually like a really amazing actor.
Really
so to do a stage play with someone who is, and you're just going to feel comfortable with them, I'd probably prefer that than being in a film with Margot Robbie. I mean, I'm not going to say I won't want to be in a film with Margot.
I'm like,
I'd be the boring one. I'd be like, nah. I'd like it if anyone's watching, please.
Once again, I have a very different answer.
Okay.
I'd go for Melissa Benoist.
Don't know who that is.
Who plays Supergirl in Supergirl.
There we go.
End of answer. Just number one.
Brilliant. I like it, to the point. All right. So to finish off, I'm going to play on a little bit of the, I suppose, telepathy that you mentioned earlier. So I don't know if any of you or either of you listen to Absolute Radio, but they do a little game show. It's called basically 5 words, 5 grand. So it's a bit of a word association. So in a second, I'll ask one of you to kind of go somewhere where you can't hear the other one. And literally all I'm going to do is whoever stays, I'm going to give them 5 words and they need to give me the first word that comes into their head. And then when whoever comes back in, I'll give you the same 5 words and we'll see how many match.
Okay, nice.
Makes sense?
Wait. So are we doing it like that show Mr. and Mrs. where we're trying to guess what the other person, like the person who comes back in, are they just saying what they'd pick or what they think the other person would have picked?
I suppose that's kind of the thing. So, when it might be a bit easier when I give you the 5 words, but I'll let you decide who's. But yeah, essentially the thing is just to.
Okay.
All right.
I will do. I will
Will
do. Ah. Okay. Whoa, it's so
All right.
weird being sat here on my own.
You get the stretch now.
There's so much sofa.
Okay,
It's weird because this
right.
is my sofa. So
Okay. Are we confident that he's out of earshot now?
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
He's as far
So-
out of earshot as he could get without leaving my house.
Brilliant. Okay, so your first word is world. What's the first word that comes to mind? All right. Second one, stone.
Brick. That's such
Game.
a terrible one. Oh my god. He's never gonna get that.
So the third one's game.
Boy.
Nice. Fourth one is green.
I hate my answers. Grass.
Okay. And the last one, nose.
Face.
Okay. All right. So
We're gonna. He's not gonna get any of those at all.
you never know. You never know. Right. Should we get him back in and we'll see
Shall
how
I
well we
shout
do?
for him?
Go for it.
Mike, you can come back in now. Oh, there you are. Good luck. We would have done far better if we'd done this the other way around. Is all I'll say.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I panicked.
Okay.
Oh, you got to say it quickly.
Well, it's the first word that comes into your head.
First
so,
word that kind
so
of comes into your...
He said shoe, and I thought nuclear apocalypse. Shit.
Right.
Yeah,
So I'll give
okay.
the first one. So the first word was world.
Earth.
Oh, 1 from 1. Right.
Yep, that's it. No more points here. Can we quit while
we've
we're
peaked.
ahead? We have peaked.
So number 2 was stone.
Rock. I'm just going for all the
So
fucking words of that.
close.
What'd
So
you say?
close.
I said
Yeah, that was
brick.
brick.
Brick, stone brick. Yeah, rock.
Close.
Sorry.
That's quite. They
Alright.
both end in CK.
Right, it's close. No, number 3, game.
Boy.
Yes.
Did you say Game Boy? Oh my! Oh my god!
I don't like this actually. Makes me
Well
quite
done.
uncomfortable.
Number 4 was green.
Grass.
We've got another one.
Did you say green grass?
Yes, I did.
And the last one is nose.
Face.
Wow.
I feel like they're boring answers, but
We got 4 out of 5.
oh,
Oh my god!
After some of those answers, I was
Brick and
thinking,
rock.
there's no
Oh.
way. They are so close to full marks as well.
Have you got 5 more words? Can we do it the other way around?
no.
Um,
Well, it'd just be the same, wouldn't it?
we could probably give it a go.
I want to see. We've now established that you can think like me. Can I think like you?
I wasn't thinking like you.
Right, let's do it. Let's make it.
Okay, I'll disappear.
Oh no.
Okay.
Brilliant.
So,
I bet you're like, oh, there's no way someone can do more boring answers than that, and I come in and fucking match. Yeah.
let's think of some words. And okay. They'll do. All right. So, first word, red.
Boss. He's never gonna.
He said this as well. So, next one.
All right, yeah.
Is sea.
Water.
All right.
Water. Yeah. Think of
Next one is ice.
cold.
Nice. Boot.
Puss. In.
Okay. And the last one. Pint.
Lager.
All right.
Lager.
Let's get him in and we'll see what he says.
Ryan! You're not today. Good luck. No, I think it'll be all right, actually. Apparently, that's what you said. You'll never get him, and I got.
All right. No
I'll
pressure.
say by the end of this round, I'm going to hate this game.
So,
Let's go.
word number 1 was red.
Rose.
Oh, I went with bus. That's all right. The second one was sea.
Sure.
What did we go to? It was water, wasn't it?
Water.
Ah,
That's what water.
Number 3, ice.
cube.
Oh, we went with
Did you say
cold.
tea?
No,
Ice
cold.
tea.
That's a cold.
Now, the fourth one is boot.
Strap.
There was
Yeah,
no
that makes
way you
more
were
sense
getting his
than
answer, by the way.
I was pussing. Even 5v4 was like, what? Alright, yeah, we'll go with-
Oh my
right, yeah.
god.
I feel he stitched you up. Right, the last one was
Yeah.
pint.
Cider.
Ah.
Oh, we went with lager. Oh,
So there you go.
close on the last
Absolutely
one.
failed. We'll just,
We
we'll
definitely
just cut
peaked first
that
time
whole
round.
second out.
Yeah.
Oh.
As predicted, I no longer like this game.
Oh, right, gents, that is everything I had. Thank you so much for joining me. Honestly, my cheeks are aching now. That was brilliant.
Thank you so much for having us.
So much.
Honestly,
It's been an absolute pleasure.
it has.
It has. The pleasure's
really
all
has.
mine, gents. Thank you so much.